Guys, in this workshop, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I've been able to build a remote cleaning business without having to touch a mop, broom, bucket, or anything, and be able to generate an income of $750 a day in cleaning business revenue without me touching a mop, you guys. So let's get into this, okay, you guys? For those that may not know, my name is Jasmine Tates, and I am a cleaning business coach, okay? When I first started, you guys, I was on the struggle bus, okay? I had no idea what I was doing. I had no support, no help, no resources. I made a lot of mistakes, like a lot of big mistakes. And unfortunately, I lived a lot in the space of I don't know what I don't know until I don't know it. And once I had to know it, most times it was in a big oops. Okay. Um, but I've been able to still scale my cleaning business, you guys, to multiple six figures, to multiple locations, having teams of cleaners being able to help me generate and build multiple six figures throughout multiple states of the US, you guys. So now what I've done is be able to teach people like you, right? Entrepreneurs, individuals trying to start a business. They don't know what they want to start. They want to start a tangible business, something that they can scale and grow to leaps and bounds, right? I had the opportunity to be able to do that inside of the CEO Clean Academy. You guys, we have over 1,200 plus students and growing since 2022 when we first launched our first course, you guys. My first year, I hit 100K in my business, which I'm super, super stoked about. But I have students that's like doubling my numbers within the same time frame. But that's the best part about it, because as a coach, like that's what you want to happen, right? Like your goal is to make sure your students do better than you do, and they are. Now, always, you guys, with starting and building a remote cleaning business, you have to start with a foundation. I don't never leave this part out. It's the most super part, because you can't build anything on a non-solid foundation, right? It's going to crumble. Okay, if you don't have your proper systems, your proper platforms in place, it will crumble. Okay, if you just add clients and clients on top of an infrastructure that cannot contain the capacity, it's going to crumble. So let's do the foundation. Okay, you guys. A lot of people ask me, well, Jazz, how big is the cleaning industry? Like, is it growing? Is it scaling? Is there more room for me? Is it past the capacity? Is it oversaturated? Well, first of all, I don't believe in that word. I do not think this industry is oversaturated whatsoever. And in all actuality, it's growing, right? This industry is shown to grow 40.38 billion by 2025 in annual growth, you guys. Okay. And the cool part about I love this number is that a lot of people assume that commercials where the big money lies at. You guys, these numbers right here are based off of the residential side of cleaning industry. Cleaning industry is humongous. There's so many different aspects in the cleaning industry. You have commercial, post-construction, student turnover, government contracts, all the things, right? These are numbers for residential. And if you guys don't know by now, they're popping up houses left and right. All right, you guys. The one of the big questions that I ask is when I talk about that, well, what percentage of people are actually getting house cleaners? You guys, nearly 10% of all US households pay for house cleaning to get their house clean. Right? Within the next few years, that's going to increase with two income household families. My ideal target client is a two household income where with busy professionals or busy creatives or whatever, they just don't have the time to maintain the house, right? They have the things on the weekends, they maybe have a family, other outside obligations, and they just don't have time to maintain. So they're like, hey, let's outsource this so that way we can use our time wisely and be able to enjoy the things that we want to enjoy. Right? So in order to even know, you guys, where we want to plan our business, the most important part is positioning your company in the most profitable area. Okay. Because with us having a remote cleaning business, we don't necessarily have to live where we have our company operating out of. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a different state, but it could. Right. Let's say I'm here in north of Dallas, about an hour and a half north of Dallas. And I could operate my company right here where I'm at. And it may not be the best. It's still a very growing community. I'm really in the sticks in the country out here, right? But there are other areas within Dallas and within Texas, we have Austin, we have San Antonio, we have Houston, right? Those are very big, giant markets that I could potentially launch my business in. So let's talk about market research. Okay, you guys, one of the things that I like to use to determine where I want to plant my company is the household income. Okay, this is a suburb of north of Dallas, Frisco, Texas. There's a lot of growth happening here. They're about to build a Universal Studios. They just put a PGA tour golf field here, or golf course here. They just added a World Springs, like world renowned spa springs here. Like, it is so much growth, right? Now, what I'm really looking for is like, what is that average household income? Because I understand that two things, right? I understand that everything's going up, right? Yo, how much is eggs, right? I mean, I just got some milk and it was like 560, right? So when we think about the economics and how things are changing, we want to make sure that our ideal client can not only afford our services one time, but on a reoccurring basis. With us building our residential cleaning business, the goal is to get reoccurring clients, right? So with that being in mind, I have to take an account to what their household income is, right? $100,000 is not the same $100,000 it used to be, right? $100,000 take home is roughly maybe $7,500 a month, right? After rent or mortgage, car note, car insurance, gas, groceries, utilities, and any other outside financial obligations, the take home may be, savings or stocks and bonds and investments, maybe 2,000, depending on how their lifestyle is set up, right? So if I have a cleaning service that averages out their services to be $300, and let's say they go on a reoccurring basis, and for a discount, let's say they're paying $275 every week, and or $275 biweekly and $250 every week, like that would be a scenario to where I want to make sure that my ideal client can pay our reoccurring prices. And you guys don't check them numbers because those percentages are off. But with reoccurring cleanings, we do want to offer them some sort of bonus to be able to book with us on a recurring basis. So typically we give a higher percentage off for weekly, a medium percentage off for biweekly, and then a entry level percentage at a monthly rate. Okay, so for this area, my goal is to have a household income anywhere between 130 to 150. Like, those are our ideal household income numbers. Now, you can't judge your area based upon these numbers. You have to be able to search what is the household average income per your area. A resource and platform I like to use is called bestneighborhood.org. On there, if you put in the city and state that you're looking for, you'll be able to see like a geographical color code map where it kind of will show you the areas, and it color codes based upon the household income. Okay, red is for low, orange, yellow is for medium, and green is the money, right? Green is the high household income. Okay, so that'll give you an idea on looking at that map. Like, oh, this area is actually has my target audience. I didn't know that. Now I can go ahead and launch in that area, right? And the thing about it, you guys, in entrepreneurship, there's a saying that says, if you service everybody, you service nobody. Even I started off with the mindset of, well, I'm going to just do all of Dallas. And Dallas is humongous, okay? You have North Dallas, East Dallas, West Dallas, the suburbs a little further up, right? Like, it's humongous. And in all actuality, my clientele is not all of Dallas. It's a very very, I don't want to say small, but it's a very targeted area, right? But there's multiple targeted areas that I could go after. So I could go after just like literally just localize in one area and just kill it there. Okay. Or I can do a couple suburbs that's kind of close to each other, right? So understand that you want to find out what your household average income is, and know that those numbers do not have to match here. We have a student that her company was based in North Carolina, and I could make the wrong assumptions that the household income in North Carolina is a little bit lower than Dallas from what my previous experience tells me. But you guys, her business was doing $25K a month in reoccurring revenue within the first 6 to 8 months of her business. And then she launched her second location going into year 2. in one servicing one area, North Charlotte, South Charlotte, right? And the household income in that area is not as it is here in Dallas. So definitely don't be like, yo, I got to make only put my business in a very high income area. No, you just want to just find the right income area. I like to go for that high medium level. Okay. Another indicator I do to confirm that area is house prices. I'll get on Zillow or Zillow. And I will basically just search in that area to see how much homes cost in that area. That kind of confirms if this is a high demand area, right? And if it matches the household income, because you think about individuals that make this amount of money, what kind of house they are trying that they can afford and that they want to buy, right? So this just a little icing on top of the cake to confirm that this is the household income. Okay. So now the next thing is, where do I find my cleaners, right? Where to find the best cleaners for free and for a fee. Okay. So one of my favorite places to find cleaners is Craigslist. Okay. I had to alter the way I find cleaners during the pandemic because of the economical shift that was happening. I used to spend a lot of money and I had a really high budget on Indeed for finding cleaners. But because of challenges of finding qualified cleaners on that platform, I had to go find cleaners that were still in the business, that had the experience, that had the supplies, that had the equipment to do the work, but they just didn't have the clientele, because clearly they're advertising their business on Craigslist, right? Like, who still uses Craigslist? Clearly they still do, but this is just a further indicator that, you know what, like, I want to market to them and try to reach out to them and see if they're still looking for cleaning services, because they are looking for clients and I have clients, right? So this is one of my favorite places. I will literally just come on this platform and I will look for cleaners that are advertising their client for clients. I'll click on the tab and I will find a contact number and I will just send them a text message. And my script is very easy. I will send them a text message. Hey, Lisa, this is Jasmine. I want to see if you offer cleaning services in this area. And this area would be parentheses your area. Okay. So in Frisco, right? I do that first. Yes, it's a little clickbaitish, but I do that first because it's going to increase the odds of them actually responding back to me. Okay. So with that being said, that is going to get them to respond back and they'll be like, yeah, I do. And then they're normally going to ask questions about the job or the date or the time or when we need it. Right. And then that's when I will go into my spill. We know, actually, Lisa, I do own a cleaning company here in the area and I'm looking to partner with some reliable contractors. Do you have time or do you have space to be able to take on more clients? Right? That is literally my spiel to bring on new cleaners. Okay. Another place I like to look for cleaners is Facebook groups. Facebook groups is another hidden gem. People are posting and looking for cleaners. And then with posts like this, hey, people, anyone needs house cleaning services with very reasonable prices. That's where I come in. So I'm going to go ahead and reach out to Eva. Right. So they are either advertising directly in on Facebook, or people are posting and looking for cleaners and cleaners are responding to them. And that's when I will reach out to them directly. Okay. Are y'all tracking what I'm putting down? Don't make it overcomplicated. Okay. We got Eva twice because she's just awesome, right? Next is Indeed. Now, Indeed fits both free and fee Indeed, um, because Indeed has a way for you to be able to get leads for free, but they also have a way for you to be able to put in a budget and get sponsored ads. So where they would kind of target individuals with that experience and show your ad more to those individuals actually looking for those types of jobs. Okay. So you can do both, right? And you don't necessarily have to have a big budget. You can start with a little, see if you're able to bring in those clients that meets those requirements. Okay. So yeah, so we just doubling up here, right? Now, you guys, this is our hiring process. Okay. The first thing you want to do is source them. Okay. So whether you're doing it for free on Craigslist, Facebook groups. Also, another one I want to mention is Nextdoor, which is very similar to the Facebook groups. And then of course, paid would be any kind of job ad platform. So Monster.com, Indeed, platforms like that. Then you want to do an application screening. Now, the only thing that's going to differ between this, you guys, is that when I reach out to cleaners directly on the freeway, not the highway freeway, but like FREE way, okay? They're not actually applying for a job and looking for a job from me. So my language is a little bit different. I don't really use language like, hey, I would love to do an interview with you, because they may be like, well, I ain't looking for no job. I got a business. What are you talking about? Right? So I use words that, like, hey, I would love to be able to chat with you. I would love to be able to talk with you and go over the information with you. Right? I use words like independent contractor, so that way they understand that they're a subcontractor. You don't work for me, you work with me, just so they can have that clear understanding. Okay. Same thing with interview. I don't really use interview. I use the words chat, even though I do ask those interview questions. Hey, how long have you been cleaning? Hey, can you tell me your experience? But I'm not saying like this is an interview. Now, for Indeed and Monster.com, those individuals actually look for the post, found the job ad, and applied, so that kind of lingo is accepted. Okay. I do run background checks. And then I do like to ask for references from previous clients that they clean from, or companies they work with. And then I will create a contract agreement that will kind of go over everything of what our working relationship would look like. I will go over the pay, the terms, when we pay, everything. Okay. With independent contractors, there's typical rates that I see is either a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split. Is kind of new. I'm kind of seeing that more so now. And then also a 50-50 split. But you guys, my biggest thing with hiring is not necessarily the percentage that I pay them. It really does depend on you pricing your services. Okay. Because if you price your services right, there's a big difference in, you lowballing your prices and now they're affected. Because what am I getting 50% of? Am I getting 50% of 250? 350, 150, like that makes the difference, right? So if you pay them right, you don't have to just, fluff them with, oh, I pay out 70%. Well, what am I getting 70% of? Okay. So that's really what it really all boils down to. I do like to pay my cleaners by a flat rate percentage of the total job amount versus by hourly. So that way I don't have to worry about the work, them any milking the clock or just doing anything unethical. And I can just make sure I can have predictable pay per person. And yeah, it just makes it really easy. It's also an incentive for them to hurry up and get done with that job. Of course, in an excellent manner, but also to get to the next job. Okay. And then once I receive all of their contracts, the background checks, I do also get a copy of their insurance, and I do require that they put our company on our insurance. Then I will onboard them onto our platforms. Gusto for payroll. Okay. We use Gusto for payroll, and I'll provide you guys some of these links so that way you'll have access to this information. Okay. So we do Gusto for payroll. With the link, you guys do have a bonus. And then also to give you for the first 6 months free, where you don't have to pay a monthly subscription fee, only pay $6 each time you pay somebody. Okay. And then of course your booking platform, you're going to want to onboard them onto your booking platform. Okay. And so that's essentially our hiring process. Let me kind of go back a little bit and add a little bonus for you guys. Some of our cleaner requirements would be a 2-year minimum of residential cleaning experience. They must have their own supplies, own equipment, own transportation, willing to get their own insurance and put our company on it. And it doesn't cost anything extra for them to put it on there. We use Next Insurance. I'll provide that link for you guys as well. And if they don't have insurance, be like, hey, check out Next Insurance. They have it for cleaning, for solo cleaning contractors. It's real easy. It's not that expensive. And then that you gotta be that resource for them to hurry up and get that insurance. Okay. I do also like to collect a copy of their ID, and then make sure that they're legally able to work in the U.S. So that's roughly our cleaning requirements. Okay. Now the next thing is like, where do we find our clients? Right. You guys, one of the cool things with running a remote cleaning business, how this model essentially works, right, is we are the glorified middleman. Okay, we hire our cleaners that has the experience that we can leverage. They have their own supplies, their own equipment, everything. That's why I love working with 1099 contractors, because with 1099 contractors, they provide all their supplies, equipment, transportation, insurance. Where if we had to work with W-2 cleaners, that means we're providing them with equipment, we're providing them with supplies, we're providing them with all those things. Then we have to have a place to house those things, right? You have to have an office to house all that equipment, have somebody there in the office to check them in, check them out. It's exhausting, right? Not even thinking about the financial commitment that it takes to work with a W-2, such as in paying their insurance, taxes, workers' comp, unemployment insurance, like all the things come with having W-2. And every time I do the math to figure out which one is better, I always land on 1099. I'm not saying this one is bad. I'm just saying this one is really good and it's easy to start. And this is what allowed me to be able to start and scale my business so fast with working with contractors when I transitioned from me doing the things to the cleaners doing the things, because I didn't have the money up front to be able to get all those extra things, like buy all those towels and bottles and cleaning supplies and the buckets and all the things. Like, no, just so I can say that I have cleaners that wear my logo on their t-shirts, please. I don't need that. Okay. So with this model, right, we find our ideal cleaners. I'm about to show you guys where to find our ideal clients, but we find our ideal clients. Let's say for easy numbers sake, we charge our client $300 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath deep clean. I have Lisa. I just hired her. She's amazing. She meets all of the requirements, right? I'm paying Lisa, let's say 50% for easy numbers sake. The job's 300. I'm going to pay Lisa 150 to do the job. Guess who's getting the other 150? I am. I'm getting $150 to be able to provide this cleaning service without me actually having to do the cleaning. Okay. So if you guys stay all the way to the end, I'm going to share my 10K formula with you to how to be able to get to $10,000 a month in your cleaning business. And it's going to be much easier when you see these numbers broken down, I promise. So let's talk about where to find these clients. Okay. Because we're the glorified middleman. We marry the client with the cleaner, boom, and we collect the difference. All right. So Yelp. Yelp is a high traffic platform to be able to find household services, local based services. Goodness, why am I like getting super tongue twisted today? Yelp is an amazing platform. It's not a platform that is doesn't have much of a cheat code that I would say, as other platforms, meaning that like you have to really build this platform. Yelpers love reviews. They have a very high integrity rule to where they will not accept any reviews that seem like they were asked for, bribed for, or coerced. And I know that sounds like real gangsta, but I mean like, yo, if you leave us a review, we'll give you $10 off next week. I mean like that, okay? We're not doing big time stuff, all right? So they really have a really high integrity to where they want real authentic reviews of people, of your customers sharing your experience. So with that being said, you still want to have the platform set up so that way when your clients do leave a review, they will have the platform to leave it at. So make sure that you set it all the way up, include all your pictures, and fill out the full profile of every question that it asks. Use keywords, like do all the things, okay? The next one is Google. Google, you guys, is like creme de la creme. Okay, it's the king of marketing for local service-based industry. There's that word, local service-based industry. Because where do most people go searching for services or searching for anything? I am the Google queen, okay? So they go to Google, right? With Google, there's 3 different ways for you to be able to get ads on this platform. You have your Google ad. You have your Google Ads, which is a PPC ad, paid per click. It's a total different platform or login that you need to be able to get that approval. And then you have your Google My Business, which is really called just Google Profile. Okay, it's really just called Google Profile right now, and it's this page right here. This is what back in the day, GMB used to be like a full separate website looking thing. Now they just have this platform right here. And then you have your Google LSA. But in order to get Google LSA, which stands for Google Local Service Ads, you need to get your Google profile approved and you need the famous green check mark. Okay. So with Google LSA, you're paying a one-time flat rate fee per lead that contacts you, whether they contact you by phone or by message inside the Google profile app. And so you'll pay those fees, right? And then, of course, with the Google profile, the beauty of that one is that when they do click on your business, when they're searching and they see your business listed on the Google Map Pack area, you're not having to pay for those fees. So the goal is to get your business ranked using keywords and SOP practices. SOP stands for, not SOP, Lord, SEO stands for search engine optimization. Okay. To get your business ranked, because once you get your business ranked and you're showing up on the top page, when people find you there, you're not having to pay for it. Okay. The last one that I want to mention, is this the last one? Yes, the last one that I want to mention is Thumbtac. Thumbtac is my favorite lead generation platform. It is a platform that I first started with Thumbtac, you guys. What I love about Thumbtac is the instability of it. Okay. Thumbtac literally allows you to be able to set the profile up fully. Okay. You're going to want to set up all the FAQ. You're going to want to add all your before and after pictures. Also, they have like little hints that'll indicate how many reviews and before and after pictures are on other businesses in your local area that you service. They're going to say, hey, per your area, companies normally have on average 33 reviews. I recommend that you get no less than that. With this platform, they don't have no integrity law or rules. So you can ask everybody you know, your mama, your friend, your daddy, your granddaddy, your friend around the corner, somebody you knew 10 years ago, go through your whole email box, phone, text everybody and get them to leave a 5-star review. Don't let them humble you and give you a 4-star, a 5-star review. So that way it can help get you ranked once you turn this page on. Okay. Also, you want to get before and after pictures. Now on Google, you're not able to upload screenshots. Okay. But on Thumbtac, you are able to borrow some from Google. You can literally go to Google, search up, before and after cleaning pictures of bathrooms and kitchens, take a screenshot and upload those. Okay. Just make sure that they're not blurry, make sure the quality is good, make sure there's no logo. And then also I don't like sharing photos that actually says before and after, because typically that text is per their brand. So that way, we're just borrowing though. Okay. So then you want to make sure that you upload all those before and after pictures. Fill out the FAQ to the full. Okay. Do not leave anything out whatsoever. And then of course your profile, okay, is going to ask you all information about your business, phone number, address, email, what kind of payments that you're going to accept. Just make sure that you guys fill out everything to the T, including the FAQ. I know I keep saying that, but please make sure you fill out the FAQ. And also, you guys take advantage of using keywords through those FAQs. So that way it'll help you with SEO. Okay. Keywords is basically what individuals are utilizing to search for your services, right? So they may be searching in move out cleaning or deep cleaning, whatever they're searching for, that is what you want to input. Okay, you guys. So to kind of just go back and summarize over some things, we talked about the importance of foundation, right? Of knowing where you're going to plant your company. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bonus here as well. Once you have determined where you're going to plant your company, now you can do some pricing research to make sure that you're not undercharging for your services. Now that you know the city, go ahead and search up residential cleaning companies in your city and find 10 to 15 companies and figure out what they're charging for their services, right? Because the thing is, you don't want to charge the cheapest. I'm not saying you can't charge the highest if you're planning to start a luxury, high scale, high end cleaning business. Awesome. Make sure that everything matches that vision and that brand. I just don't want you to be the cheapest. Okay. So whatever that middle rate is, like stick in that sweet spot, within that little medium to high medium, right? The only thing is not ask you to be the cheapest. All right. Now, another thing is you want to look for companies that are offering instant booking. Like that is our cheat code. Okay, to be able to offer instant booking. And you'll be surprised with how many companies in your area don't offer it. When you start doing this research, you're going to see companies actually asking you to submit a quote, text for a quote, call for a quote, email for a quote, fill out this form for a quote, versus actually just inputting the house information and being able to book immediately, no matter the time of the day. We literally live in a microwave society where you can order food at any time of the day or not, from DoorDash, Uber Eats, like anywhere, right? So why not can our cleaning services also be accessible to instant booking? Okay, so when you're looking for those cleaning companies for the pricing research, find companies that offer that, so that way you can see those instant prices, and then you'll be able to jot that information down to determine what is the average price point per your market area. Okay. After you've done that, it's time to start prepping for hiring. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably wondering, well, like, do I need to hire before I find clients? Because I don't want my cleaners waiting. And then what if it's don't overthink it. Okay, say it with me. Say it with me. I know it's going to be really weird. Even if somebody's around you, don't even worry about it. Okay, say it with me. I will not overthink this process. Okay, don't you feel good? Don't overthink it, you guys. Now, the thing is, I do recommend starting the hiring process before clients, because what happens if you find the client first? You spend all that money to find your client, you close a client, you have a date and time set. Now what? Now you go find a cleaner and you tell the client to wait? Mm-mm. You guys know how many times you drive around and you see a brand new Chick-fil-A and it's they have the opening date now, opening spring of 2026, hiring now. People will literally go in there hiring, knowing that they're not going to start working for a couple months. Same thing. Got it? Does that give you a little ease, right? So you want to make sure that you start the hiring practice. I recommend trying to find a list, building a list of 100 potential cleaners to get to start interviewing. You guys, your interviews don't have to be perfect. They don't. They don't have to be perfect whatsoever. My interviews were horrendous. I wish I would have recorded them so I can show you guys proof, because nobody believes me how bad they were. It was basically like, hey, do you like to clean? You have a mop and a bucket and all the things? Yeah. Okay, cool. When can you start? I didn't have payroll. I was managing their schedules on a piece of paper, and I jacked up all the time. Okay. So learn from my mistakes. All right, you guys. I promise you guys, after the 200th interview, unless you come from HR, you'll have it down pat. Okay. Build out a list of 100 potential cleaners. And I say that because this will allow you to be able to know, it's a numbers game, right? You reach out to 100, half of them are going to be interested. Now you have 50. Half of them are going to meet the requirements. Now you have 25. Half of them are willing to get insurance. Now you have 12. Half of them finish the entire onboarding process. Now you have 6. 2 change your mind. Now you have 4. Boom. I'm good with that. I'm going to show you what you can just do with 1 cleaner. Okay. But I'm good with 4. All right. And then I do the process again, because hiring is a part of business that you'll continually always be doing. Like you'll never stop, no matter how many cleaners you have. Okay. Now, the next thing is finding clients, right? Setting up those lead gen platforms. Yes, I know you guys are probably thinking, well, is there free ways that I can find clients as well? Can I do the business cards? Well, business cards is not really free. Paper is expensive now. Like, there are other ways. You can do some cold calling, you can do some cold emailing, you can get in LinkedIn and reach out to people on there. You can post on Facebook groups, you can post on Craigslist. Those are all viable options as well. But you guys, what I recommend doing is being found where people are looking for you. When somebody go to Google and they type in cleaning services near Frisco, Texas, your company should be on that list for them to reach out to. When they go to Yelp, when they go to Thumbtac, I want to be found where people already have the mindset to find this a service industry, like a service provider, and they need to find them now. I want to be found where people are looking for me. Okay. So when you guys are able to do both of those things, now you're in preparation of going live. And literally just a matter of communicating with your clients, make sure that they're ready, make sure that all your platforms and everything is set up. and literally going live, right? It's not that hard of a process, you guys. It is totally doable, completely 1000% doable. Okay. Now, I want to share with you guys my 10K a month formula. I love sharing this formula because the beauty of it is the simplicity of it. Okay. Like, you have to understand, like I am not the success, the system is the success. I literally just work the system. And I tell people all the time, if you work the system will work. If you don't work the system won't work. Okay. Now, I really don't have anything else much to say about that, but I want to share this formula. Okay. As I mentioned, you guys, the goal is to get reoccurring clients. The goal is also hire cleaners that can do multiple jobs in a day. My goal is to hire a cleaner that can do 2 jobs. Okay. So if I had one cleaner, y'all see this fine print right here? This is with one cleaner. If I had one cleaner doing 2 jobs a day at $250 each for 5 days a week, that's not them even working weekends, however you want to split it up, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Look, it don't even matter, boo, however you do it. Okay. That is, oh, look, now I started tripping with my math. I was feeling real confident because I try to memorize these numbers because I like to share this formula so that way it can help denounce like any fear and possibility of them actually growing a multi 6-figure business. Okay. So let's do this math. So that, okay, my numbers were right. My numbers were right. Okay, so that is $500 a day, right? Five jobs a week is $2,500. You're probably like, yo, Jazz, I knew that. Listen, 2 jobs a day at an average of $250 per job. That's $500 a day. Okay. Now you're like, well, Jazz, you told me we can make $750 a day. That's fine. Let me change it up for you, boo. Let me change it up for you, boo. So that's 3 jobs a day. Now, this math is simplifying it to let you know what you can do for 10K, but all this would be meaning is that you need to hire another cleaner. But then not only are we doing 750, we're actually doubling those numbers because 2 cleaners can do 2 jobs a day, right? And how many cleaners do we end up hiring out of that invisible equation, right? After going through all the non-qualified, non-interest, 4. This equation is with 1 cleaner, 2 jobs a day, $250 on average, $500 a day, 5 days a week. That is $2,500 a week, you guys. Times 4 weeks, that is $10,000. This is how you can easily make $10,000 in your guys' business. Do you know how much you'll need to make monthly in order to make 100K in your business? If you don't know, this is your chance to know. And these are numbers that you guys should automatically know. Like whatever that goal number is, know the numbers. Okay. So it is $8,333 a month would need to be made. With this formula, with 1 cleaner, you already have $100,000 business. You get 2 cleaners doing 2 jobs a day. Now you're at 20K. You get 3, y'all see it adding up. You have 3 cleaners doing these 2 jobs a day, average of 250. Now you have 30K and 40K. My goal in building cleaning location was always to get to 8 because I know with that I was averaging roughly between 80 to 85K per month for my business per 1 cleaning location. And then my next goal out of the 8, yes, I had other cleaners, right? It's probably like 8 out of 12, but I had a solid 8 that was reliable, dependable, good reviews. I never had to worry about a job that they did, right? And then I would always, the next would be get to like my sweet 16. So I have my 8 for great and my sweet 16. I don't have a nickname for the following, but like those are always my goals. Okay. Because then now with the sweet 16, I know that on average, we're doing about 150K a month. Yes, I said a month. With this equation, all you're doing is plugging in new numbers from 1 cleaner to 2 cleaners to 3 cleaners. And yes, we're using on average 250, and I understand that number can change per the area, but this is also an average because let's say one job is 360, another job is 180. let's say one job is 410, another job is 150. It's on average. You need to get your mixture of deep cleans, move in and move out cleans, heavy duty cleans, standard cleans, small apartment cleans like condos, and you're going to get your houses, right? So this is just on average for easy number sake, but I wanted to show you guys like how absolutely doable this is. Now, the cool thing about this, you guys, is you don't have to do this alone. Now, you can totally take what was taught in today's workshop with some additional research that's going to be provided to you, and you can take and completely do this on your own. And when you do win, come back, let me know. Let me know and share the level of success that you have. Okay. Or if you feel like, yo, Jazz, this is really, really good, like, but I want some more information. I need some help. Like, yo, help me to launch this. Help me to figure this out. Help me to build this. I want to do that. You guys, me and my team, totally 1000% want to be able to help you to do that. I'm going to put a link, you guys, somewhere, in the email or in the message that's going to come with this workshop, to schedule a call with our team. Let's literally map out the strategy and figure out how we can get this to work for you. Okay. To get in your area, in your market. Like, let's talk strategy. Let's figure out what's the best route for us to take so you can create your first 10K month. Okay, you guys, I hope this was good. If you guys have any questions, like always, feel free to reach out to me, email, Instagram, DM, all the things, you guys. You can reach me on email at info@ceocleaningacademy.com. But really, like, book a call. Let's chat. Let my team really help you to figure out how we do this. Okay, we help companies launch and build companies and help you guys launch. And we've been doing it for years. Okay, last year was our biggest year yet, helping almost close to 100 companies launch. And I want to double that. Be a part of that. Be a part of it. Like, let's do it. All right. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.